Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have a chicken.
You know, we're all blessed in some way or another, at least especially here in the West. We have so many things given to us. You know, and for example, for me, ever since I was younger, there was a lot of things that I wanted in life. Not like necessarily long-term goal things, but just short things. Like, for example, I wanted to grow more muscle. You know, when I was younger, I was really skinny, and I didn't like how I looked, and I wanted to improve. So I started working out. I got into calisthenics and that kind of stuff. And then, alhamdulillah, I was able to sort of achieve my goals in that space. And then, you know, you get used to it and you start to take it for granted and you start wanting other things. You know, like when I was younger, I wanted more privileges. You know, be able to do more things on my own without like my parents interfering with the rules or anything like that. Particularly when I was younger, it would kind of annoy me. Um, and then, you know, as I got older, I was given more privileges. And then I started to take that for granted. And you start to forget. You just kind of get used to it. It's really weird. And it was like the same, like things were already met for me. Like I already have a house and I have food. You know, like I already have all these things, and now I just keep chasing more stuff. It's really weird. Like it's good to have goals, but it's bad when you get frustrated that you don't have what you want because it's only Allah who gives it to you. You know, like recently I've been really trying to like make more money. Sometimes I would get frustrated. Like, why am I not making enough money? Or, you know, I need to put in more. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Which, yes, you could be doing something wrong, but it's the mindset that I had around it that was incorrect. I had been getting like frustrated when really I shouldn't be frustrated. I should just be thinking, you know, Allah is going to take care of it. And I'm not saying that I don't think that. Like, of course I think that, and I think that a lot. But there's just always those times where things are just not going your way and you're frustrated. And that even if there's like nothing to be frustrated about, like I have nothing to be frustrated about, but sometimes I would be. And you look back, and it's like, you know, all the other things I asked for, I've gotten to some extent. Like Allah has given them to me. So, you know, why is this any different? Maybe it's just going to come at a different time. And that is a much better mindset to have. And I think, you know, there's two main causes of these types of attitudes. And one is obviously the shaitan. He can influence that. But I more specifically want to talk about the nafs. You know, overcoming this ego. The nafs was something that I didn't really think about that much before I was Muslim. I mean, obviously there was ego, but I mean, I didn't think of it. It wasn't something that I was really cautious about as much until I actually became Muslim. And I learned this concept of the nafs. And I know there's different levels to the nafs. There's like, I think nafs amara or something, like different levels of nafs and how you can overcome your ego. For those who don't speak Arabic, nafs is basically like yourself, or like those negative, like the lazy side of you, negative thoughts and inclinations. You know, just the inclination to just be lazy and eat junk food. That's like your nafs, all right? It's sort of it's a little bit different than like the shayateen, but overcoming it is like something big. It's something very important to be able to overcome your nafs. And that's something that I've been trying to do a lot more recently. You know, and it's made me think back on like all the things that I've been given. Like, you know, maybe I don't have all the money that I want, or I don't have all X thing, but that's not really what we need, right? It's not important, you know. It's fine to have those goals, but you don't need to have that negative attitude around it when you don't get it immediately. It's sort of like this childish, bratish mindset. You know, it comes with time and it comes by Allah's will. So, you know, stop trying to to contradict that, basically. You know, it's made me think back on like even my own channel right now. You know, sometimes I take it for granted. I've been granted a decently sized channel, and that's something that I always wanted. And it reminds me of whenever the channel first started, which was, funnily enough, actually recorded right here. It's been a little while since I've been in this spot. I bet you guys kind of missed it. I stopped recording here a little bit because it's kind of annoying to sit, but I'm coming back today. Alhumdulillah. It's actually almost been a year since my first video. Well, I wouldn't say almost, maybe like a few more months. But you know, I'm just coming so far, and sometimes you just take it for granted, and your nafs just wants the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And you know, part of overcoming it for me is being grateful, but you know, also kind of restraining yourself, finding ways to control the nafs. You know, when it wants something, just be like, no. Just, you know, I don't want that. You know, me and the nafs, we're not always on the same side here, even though it seems like you are. But you can actually go against it at least. And I'm not, obviously not perfect at this. Something I'm working on. That's why this video is gonna be called "Overcoming the Nafs," in the process of doing it, not like how I overcame it. It's just overcoming it, you know, in the process of doing so. So that's the way I'm thinking of it right now, anyway. And you know, someone in the comments, if you can, tell me the different levels, because I know there's like a few levels of nafs, to where there's like the first level, which is like just this raging sort of monster inside of you that just you can't control, and it's just like giving into all of its desires. And then there's like the max level, like the highest level, where your nafs wants what Allah wants, basically. Like the only thing you desire is what Allah desires for you. That's like the top level, and that's the level we should all strive for. But I know there's also like in between levels where, you know, you're actively changing, and like some of the old things that you really would have wanted to do before, you don't want to do them as much anymore. But I don't know the names of all the levels, but you know, I'm something I gotta learn. Someone in the comments maybe can say it. But yeah, that's what I want to make this video about. You know, overcoming the nafs is definitely a goal that we should all have. It should be a top priority. I'm making it more of a top priority in my life now currently. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I wanted to bring you guys back to the original background, where the first videos were filmed. It's kind of nice here, actually. Alhamdulillah. So yeah, that's all I really want to say. Just a few announcements. There's going to be 3 links in the description. I opened up a new Discord server. If you want to join a one-on-one call with me or get in a group call, you can do so there. You can also meet some other people in the community. I'm going to try to do some events every now and then in there. Second thing is I have a TikTok account now. So if you guys want to go follow that, it's going to be in the description or on my profile. Then the third thing is, if you want to, there's a link to donate to Palestine in the description. Hopefully I don't forget to put those there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.